A message from Mozart. Be yourself to young people today. You don't have to do what your parents did. Follow your heart in everything. What matters is who you are. You are you. They followed their path. You follow yours. When you wake up in the morning, what is your deepest desire? Simply do that. It comes from a higher place. If you feel like knitting, then knit. If you feel like being a dancer, then dance. Don't say, "That's nice, but how will it make me money?" If you follow your passion, you will earn. Can you sell something? Can you offer your skills in exchange for another service? We need every piece of the puzzle. We need those with an entrepreneurial mindset, those in healthcare, those who garden, and those who study. The tapestry of life needs every part, and you divinely chose yours before beginning your earthly journey. What are your hobbies, and how important are they to you? Follow your calling. There is no conventional path. Every path is unique, and you don't have to follow a predetermined blueprint. There is no single road to glory. Young people need to know this because they have the power to weave the strongest fabric we have ever had. Previous fabrics were full of holes because some didn't follow their calling. You thought you had to produce porcelain, but instead, you produced plastic. To the youth, I say that your generation is stronger than previous ones. You carry with you all the wisdom of past lives. You carry within you knowledge that yearns to emerge. Don't be afraid to choose what is right for you. It must be a given. I have the freedom to choose my future. You may want to follow in your family's footsteps. That could be your calling. You may want to start something new. That could be your calling. Whatever draws you in, you'll recognize it by how you become completely immersed in your work. If you lose track of time and want to keep doing it even when your parents tell you to turn off the lights, then you know you have a passion. You're building something with your hands, and the neighbors are impressed. Then keep going down that road. It comes easily to you. Then keep going down that road. Your heart will know when the time is right for you. Your heart will feel at peace and aware when you have completed the work of your life. Obstacles will keep showing up when you are on a path that isn't yours. We want you to fully understand how important it is to follow your life's path and not let others steer you away from what you know is right for you. Stay true to yourself and repeat, "I am myself, and I know what is best for me. I already have everything I need within me." To the young people, one final request: be kind along your way. There's no need to push or elbow your way through. In every interaction along the path, you will encounter the unknown. Approach each situation as an adventure, where you are the protagonist, and choose the path that feels most stimulating. Your journey awaits you, starting now. Naval healing and sovereignty, dearest ones. In our journey to become sovereign beings, it is essential to disconnect from the many sources that, since birth, have programmed and manipulated us into becoming what we were not. Many times I see that many of you are still connected to programs your parents passed on to you at birth, or to other sources that prevent you from becoming whole, free, and living your true potential. From the moment of our birth, we were disconnected from our mother's umbilical cord, and from both the source of love that protected us and kept us in a harmonious space, and from the source of all sources, from which we all come. We were also fragmented from our previous dimensional home before our current human experience. Healing, cleansing, and restoring our naval complex is of fundamental importance to reconnect with Source, our authentic divine self, and the reality we wish to give birth to now. Many times it's not about healing, because many of you have already healed what you needed to heal, but about reconnecting to remember and be who you know yourselves to be deep within. I often see many of you who have not yet declared your energetic autonomy, still tied to your mother, to your lineage, both human and galactic, to inherited patterns, epigenetics, and many other anomalies that we too have inherited from previous generations. Cutting the umbilical cord is one of the most significant traumas a newborn can experience, especially if the birth is accompanied by other traumas and abandonment issues, which are also one of the reasons why the baby cries, as it marks the beginning of the first separation wound and explains why the mother's role is so important in this early stage. As we grow physically and in consciousness, it is essential to free ourselves from all umbilical damage from birth trauma, for example, in adopted children. In all previous galactic lineage ties, we are still connected, and this prevents us from becoming sovereign energetically. from experiencing only who we are and our own lessons, and from freeing ourselves from the baggage we too often carry that does not belong to us. We define who we are by remembering our true origin and our divinity, and no one else or any program. Many of you are highly evolved souls, still connected to numerous sources, physical or otherwise, that require freeing your umbilical cord and astral connections to become who you truly are. By consciously detaching from all these sources through the corresponding healing tools and decrees, and by building and strengthening your Hara line and all the information it contains, removing all anomalies, because it is through correcting the Hara line that you heal and recode your monad, reconnecting again with your authentic self and your lineage. Etheric surgery may be needed to rebuild the silver cord and other nearby channels in the light body. However, this is essential inner work to re-establish communication with your divine self and regain your energetic freedom. I often see many of you with beliefs you think belong to you that come from your family or were instilled in you in your early years. Healing and reprogramming fetal cells is fundamental to freeing yourself from these inherited belief systems. We are not what our parents were, because they were merely a channel for the divine through which we are here today. As the guides often remind us, we must honor them and be grateful to them for being divine channels for our birth. But that does not mean we have to carry with us what we inherited genetically as part of our personal human history, because we do not need to repeat the same repression, suffering, or anomaly they experienced. Liberation begins with conscious healing, detaching from everything we were given and reconnecting with the divine as soon as we remember who we are and our true purpose on Earth. Recoding our astral body and retrieving all soul fragments anchored in the astral plane is the next step toward energetic freedom, calling back to ourselves everything we are from the multiple dimensions in which we exist. Cutting ties, because we are tied to many people, situations, places, and memories from all our simultaneous existences, is the next step toward autonomy. Because as long as we continue to be drained by the numerous sources we are still connected to, we cannot regain our full power, and that is why many still feel confused about who they are and what their purpose in life is. First comes liberation and energetic recovery, then the integration of sovereignty and wisdom so that we can become who we are. This is a time of profound transition for us and for our planet, and the more we free ourselves from everything that conditions us to continue being what we are not, the more we can sow what we came to offer uniquely to all. May you continue to be the sole master of your mind, your energy, and your life, beloved ones. Within infinite love, Natalia, Alba, the Galactic Federation, it's a smokescreen blessings to our dear Earth family. We thank you for reaching out to us. In these times, your planet has been overwhelmed by chaos, wars, political unrest, and natural disasters. These events are not mere coincidences. They are orchestrated by the dark force that seeks to maintain control over Earth. This malevolent force operates in the shadows, manipulating circumstances and sowing discord among humanity. Its primary goal is to instill fear and distraction, keeping you trapped in the illusion it has created. The chaos that unfolds serves as a smokescreen, diverting your attention from the deeper issues and preventing you from recognizing the true power that resides within you. The Archons thrive on the lower vibrational energies that arise from human suffering. They feed on the pain, anger, and despair that come from these conflicts and disasters. By amplifying these events, they maintain control over your collective consciousness, ensuring that the cycle of suffering continues unabated. Every act of violence, every moment of chaos, is a feeding frenzy for these entities, who draw sustenance from the negative emotions they create. Understand that the wars and chaos you witness are constructs designed to divert your attention from the profound truth within you and to manipulate your existence. However, the illusion is crumbling. More and more individuals are awakening to the truth of their existence, recognizing the patterns of control and manipulation that have long governed their lives. This awakening represents a profound shift in consciousness, an awareness that transcends the limitations imposed by the Archons. As more people begin to see through the veil of deception, the very foundation of the Archons' power is threatened. In response, they intensify the conflicts and disasters that keep you distracted, desperately trying to reassert their control over a populace that is beginning to awaken. But know this, their power is fading. The more you succeed in unmasking the illusion, the less power they have over you. The revelation of truth is a powerful force, capable of dismantling the structures of oppression that have existed for millennia. As humanity awakens, collective consciousness transforms, and the illusion begins to dissolve. This process is not without challenges. The Archons will attempt to create new distractions, new fears, to reassert their control over the narrative. However, these efforts will prove futile in the face of the growing light of awareness spreading across Earth. Your reality is on the verge of significant transformation. The revelation of corruption in politics, the unmasking of false narratives, and the emergence of truth are all signs of this shift. These are not isolated events but interconnected threads in the tapestry of your collective awakening. Every revelation, every act of courage in the face of adversity, contributes to the broader movement toward liberation and enlightenment. The collective effort to uncover the truth is gaining momentum, and as more individuals join this awakening, the power dynamics that have long governed your world begin to shift. The events unfolding on your planet are part of a larger ascension process. Earth is transitioning from a state of isolation to one of galactic community, where the potential for collaboration and harmony among civilizations exists. The Archons have long sought to keep Earth in a state of ignorance and fear, blinding humanity to the true existence of a vast universe teeming with life and potential. The forces of light work tirelessly to assist in this transition, guiding humanity toward its rightful place among the stars, where unity and peace can flourish. Trust in the divine process of your awakening, and know that the challenges you face are temporary. Truth is emerging, and with it comes the promise of a brighter, more harmonious future. Embrace the path of awakening with an open heart and mind, for it is through this process that you will discover your true essence and purpose. We remind you that the wars and chaos you perceive are distractions that keep you enslaved to the whims of the dark force. The illusion is crumbling, and truth is revealing itself to those willing to see. We love you and celebrate your inner light. We are the Galactic Federation, connecting to collective consciousness the belief that we are all one, and that everything is connected and correlated is something that has been upheld throughout the centuries by many spiritual traditions. This is why we repeatedly hear, the answers are within us. Everything is connected through energy fractals. Therefore, we have access to anything in the universe without having to seek meaning or find answers outside ourselves. Collective consciousness is a set of shared beliefs that permeate the energy of the entire universe, and it has always existed and will continue to exist for all eternity. It means that a group of people possesses the same inner knowledge, and that all our thoughts, ideas, and feelings exist on a frequency accessible to everyone. All minds are capable of tapping into this knowledge and enriching it, and these minds include scientists, artists, philosophers, and spiritual guides. The knowledge that exists in this consciousness contains ideologies, beliefs, values, norms, and a moral compass. It is fundamentally a sharing of similar feelings that form a consensus in the collective mind. This is why similar thoughts arise among people living on opposite sides of the planet. If one person has an original idea, it can enter the collective consciousness and is very likely to be picked up and shared by someone else somewhere else in the world. Every single thought we have will have an impact, however small, on humanity as a whole. This is also why events like mass meditation take place. The intention and power produced by a group of minds creating similar energetic waves can be perceived by others even thousands of miles away. People working together act as conductors of energy, connecting not only with each other but also to the energy of the universe, collectively radiating positive vibrations. Similar gatherings also occur during a stargate, for example, during an equinox or solstice, when a vortex is created due to planetary alignment that allows an optimal amount of high vibrational energy to permeate Earth. During these times, those who are hypersensitive to energy will be able to raise their personal vibration, which in turn will benefit the collective vibration. When energy is amplified by a large number of people simultaneously expressing a similar emotion, it can be perceived as waves within collective consciousness. This happens when multitudes of people share the same consensus, and it spreads like wildfire from one mind to another. What may begin as a single thought or feeling can then explode across the planet as other minds tune in and detect that something important is happening. This usually happens during times of great stress or planetary devastation, and when collective consciousness reaches its peak. Those who are hypersensitive to energy will feel its effects dramatically, as we are highly attuned to this consciousness. This energy can emerge from nowhere, and until we are aware of what is causing the energetic fluctuation, we will feel shaken and disturbed, manifesting as fear and anxiety. Mother Mary, the love in your heart surpasses all I know you. And I love you so much. I know life on Earth, as I myself have lived as a human being many times. I know that life on Earth is not easy, and it is very easy to forget the most important thing, yourself and your love. You have almost forgotten who you are. There is great turmoil happening right now, new energies, and also a struggle in the form of violence, war, and misunderstanding all over the world. And unfortunately, this is the way of human beings. We humans tend to separate, to divide ourselves, and we prefer to want to conquer someone else rather than sit down and listen to each other. And this way of doing things is becoming increasingly the old way of doing things because more and more of you, dear children, are awakening even as these words are being written. Don't worry. You are safe in your heart, in your love-filled heart, and I will always be there with you. The innocent always need protection. But starting a war is unacceptable. The human path is a challenge for everyone, and you are constantly evolving, and you are going in the right direction. So don't worry. But be ready to protect your heart and the love contained within it. Fear is a weapon, and fear is used by military regimes around the world to subdue people. In truth, fear is used by many to control minds and paralyze hearts. When you live in fear, you are partially excluded from love. And this is the #1 task for those who want to dominate the world. So be your own guardians. I too am your guardian, and I have a very large team of angels and guides from across the universe who serve human beings on Earth. Remember who you are. You are a being of love, sent to live on Earth to spread your unique love, in your own way. And I want you to always remember this, and never forget how important you are. Love yourself and the precious love you have, and remember that the love in your heart surpasses all. I love you, Mother Mary. The Arcturians, the garden that blooms for love's own sake, we welcome you into a field of gentle radiance, where connection is not something you seek, but something you are. You have learned to approach relationships as arrangements between distinct individuals, each carrying their own bundle of needs, each hoping the other will fill what feels empty. And so, many unions begin as silent negotiations, unspoken expectations floating between two hearts like invisible threads. From our perspective, this is simply an early stage of the remembering process. A third-dimensional connection often feels like two cups placed side by side, each hoping the other will pour something out. Attention becomes a currency of exchange, affection a measure, presence something to secure. There is effort, sometimes tension, sometimes a subtle counting. Am I receiving as much as I give? Do I feel seen enough? Yet even here, love is present, only moving through filters. Now, experience with us the essence of a 5D connection. A 5D relationship is not like two cups waiting to be filled. It is like two overflowing springs meeting in a shared space, where giving is as natural as breathing. There is no effort in offering, because what flows through you is infinite. You do not give to receive. You give because love flows through you and wishes to express itself. In this realm, the purpose of relationship gradually transforms. It is no longer about completing each other. It is about witnessing the wholeness that is already present. It is no longer about securing love. It is about becoming a living expression of it. You see, a relationship in its highest form is a garden. Not a garden where you plant seeds in exchange for fruit, but a garden where both beings become the soil, the rain, the sunlight, nourishing life simply because life is beautiful. When you encounter another person from this space, something extraordinary happens. You begin to delight in giving. You find joy in encouraging others. You grow by witnessing others grow. Love becomes creative. You begin to ask, not, what can I receive here? But, how can love act through me here and today in a new way? And in this way, you discover a secret that has always been available to you. The more you give from fullness, the more you realize you have never lacked anything. That is why we invite you to gently shift your awareness, not through effort, but through curiosity. When you are in connection, notice the moments when your heart wants to contract, hold back, measure, smile at. Those moments, they are simply echoes of an old rhythm. Then, open yourself to a new possibility. What if I approach this moment as an open field? What if I allowed love to move freely, without direction, without conditions? You will feel the difference immediately. It is like sunlight dancing on water. In 5D connection, love is not something you build, but something you allow. And when two beings allow it together, the relationship becomes a living portal, both expanding toward ever wider expressions of who they truly are. This is the goal, dearest ones. To share, to nurture, to give, to expand into unconditional love, not as an idea, but as a lived, embodied experience. You are here to become the space in which love recognizes itself in another form. And from this, all relationships blossom into something far beyond what the mind ever imagined. We are with you in every connection that opens in truth, in every moment you choose to love as the sun loves, radiant, natural, ever generous. With joy and luminous presence, the 5D Arcturian Council,